Hey guys, it's Caroline, career coach and mentor. And today I wanted to make a video for those who find themselves in an unfulfilling job. Because we all know it's often not as simple as just go and get another job then. It's more complicated. So I broke the whole process down into 3 actionable steps that I want to talk to you about today. So why is it more difficult? Now, the reasons that I identified with my clients that are going to the Career Success Program is because basically the first question that pops into your mind is, how can I be sure that the new job that I'm going to is any different than my current opportunity? And how can I make sure that I don't have the grass is greener on the other side syndrome, and that I don't end up in a situation that's similar or even worse? Because that is a fear, and that is a fear, the internal fear that a lot of people have. And that's why they stay often in an unfulfilling role, because that fear is there and it's real. So next to that, in addition to that, so that's the internal fear. Then in addition to that, you have the external questions. Like, how do I write a resume that stands out? I haven't looked for a job in 5 years' time. And I know it's super competitive. Like, how do I stand out? How do I get noticed? Recruiters never call you back. So how do I bypass recruiters? How do I nail an interview? How do you do an interview these days? So all these other questions. So you have on one side the internal questions that you have, like, is the grass really greener on the other side? And then you have the external questions that you have is like, how do I do an interview? How do I get my foot in the door? How do I do a resume that stands out? And so because you have that internal struggle, you end up doing nothing. And you just tolerate the environment you're in, whether that is unfulfilling, whether that is toxic, whatever it is, you just tolerate the situation that you're in. Now, I would never suggest you do that, because this is your career we're talking about. And the only one that really cares about your career is you. And if you are being ignorant about how fulfilled and how happy and how challenged you feel, and you just accept that you might be bored and undervalued, underutilized, then nobody really is going to care if you don't care. So that's why I broke it down in 3 simple steps, because often we overcomplicate things. We look at this like these questions and the resume writing, the job searching, like a mountain that we have to climb, and it's just so big. And therefore, we actually are paralyzed. So the fact that I broke it down in simple steps is going to encourage you, hopefully, to actually take those little steps. So the process that I go through with any of my clients is, first of all, get crystal clear. Now, a lot of people say, what do you mean by getting crystal clear? We all know the concept of an elevator pitch. Now, my belief is that you have to be able to have an elevator pitch for yourself. You need to articulate what the value is that you can create, why people should hire or promote you. You need to know yourself, what you actually want to do in your career. And often we are ostriches and we put our head in the sand and we don't think about it. But by doing that, we don't do any service to ourselves nor our career. Because remember, the only person that cares is you and should care about it. So getting crystal clear about who it is that you truly are, what your values are, how you want them to be represented in organizations, so you can make sure that the organization you join is going to be aligned with those values. So what I do with getting crystal clear is all of that, and to be able that you can judge if an organization is aligned or is not aligned with you, and that's how you minimize the risk. Of course, it's never going to be like 100% sure, but it's all about risk minimalization. And to be honest, whenever I work with any of my clients that are going through my program on their values and what they mean and how they want them to be represented in an organization and the questions they can ask in an interview, they're blown away, because nobody ever thinks about questions that way. The second part I want you to do is then think about your self-marketing material. Now, your self-marketing material is your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your cover letter, and maybe you have to address any selection criteria. But basically, once you get crystal clear, you will see that updating any of that material is going to be easier than you think, because you already have the foundation. So the most important with that self-marketing material is that it's authentic and that you don't customize it each time you apply for a role, because then you lose that authenticity. Authenticity comes from within and is aligned with your values and is connecting all the dots with how something makes you unique. So that's the second part, the self-marketing material that needs to be authentic. And then the third part that's really important to put in place is your strategy. Because I can tell you right now, just applying online is most likely going to put you in very high competition with like hundreds of other applicants that have the same skills and qualifications. So you have to have a strategy about how to bypass whoever, how to connect with people, how to just get a foot in the door. But when I say bypass, it's respectfully. Like, you have to respect the process and everybody involved. But you need to know how to sometimes outsmart the system, because just being reactive and just pressing a button is just going to get you into a black hole where your resume is going to be. And if you've ever hear back from whoever you applied for, you're in luck. But most of the time, you don't even get a standard rejection email. So you need to have a strategy that supports all the rest. So when you break it down, it's very easy. And to be honest, I work from start to finish with my clients in 6 weeks. So in 6 weeks, you can turn it around. You can have all 3 elements done and dusted, move on. So just to give you an idea, if they can do it, you can do it. Just look at each element and each area first before you actually continue, and that will make you move forward. And because you're changing in small steps, you're going to make a massive impact at the end of it. And it could be as soon as 6 weeks. So I hope this video inspired you. I want you to do 3 things next. First of all, connect with me, so you get notified as soon as I upload a new video. And secondly, like and share this video with as many people you believe might need to hear this message. Because the more people I can share my insights and my voice, the more people I can reach and more people I can help. And then thirdly, if you really think like, okay, enough is enough, I really have to start creating a personal brand that's authentic and that's going to get me a fulfilling 6-figure job, then schedule a call. During the call, we're just going to talk. And for me, it's super important to establish, first of all, the situation you're in, what challenges you face. And after that, and only then, we're going to talk about how I can help you and if I can help you. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.